we have a general topic like the significance of spirituality, upon which Indian culture, philosophy, religion, etc., are based on. I have noticed in many places, including in Kurukshetra or in Shirdi Ashram or in Satisai Ashram, thousands of people assemble. Why? Because Europeans are particularly mad after Indian spirituality. They, for a time, had immense wealth, very good bank accounts, but no peace of mind. They come to India in search of spirituality. That's why wherever we go, wherever we visit Hindu summits, we see hundreds of Europeans sitting there, chanting mantrams, praying to gods and goddesses in a Hindu way. This is the justification for this type of a seminar, wherein we are trying to uphold the merits of Indian spirituality. I have a paper tomorrow, but today the organizers led by Dr. Rana, the director, and Dr. N.P. Unni, the chairman of the committee, has invited me to chair this session. So I don't want to prolong my speech because Dr. Manoj was telling me that we had to finish the session within 1 hour because cultural programs are ready by 6. But we have 3 papers, and you please do attend the papers and offer specific observations, specific questions, instead of going outside the purview of the paper. With these remarks, I invite Dr. Sabina PS to speak on logic and spirituality through education. Sabina PS.
Good evening to all. Respected Chair and respected teacher and my dear friends. I am going to take a paper on spirituality, religion and education. There is little clarification regarding the title of the paper. The title is Spirituality, Religion and Education. Actually, this conference is on education in all-inclusive universal spirituality. My understanding regarding this, we should implement universal spirituality in education. So let's move on to the paper. There is no single widely agreed definition of spirituality. The spiritual dimension is deeply subjective and there is no authoritative definition of spirituality. And the traditional meaning of spirituality is it is a process of reformation. And in modern times, the spirituality has come to mean the internal experience of the individual. And the development of the meaning of spirituality, the words translatable as spirituality first began to arise in the 5th century and only entered common use toward the end of Middle Ages. In the 17th and 18th century, a distinction was made between higher and lower forms of spirituality. Here I intend to say about the spirituality through Narada Bhakti Sutra, that is the value of devotion. Self-realized person is always in the transcendental state known as Brahma Buddha, which is characterized by joyfulness. A learned man does not distinguish between a wise Brahmana and a dog. Through bhakti, one can understand the constitutional position of the Lord that is clearly stated in the Bhagavad Gita. One can understand the Supreme Lord through devotional service and by no other process. There are different processes of understanding the absolute truth, but if a person wants to understand the Supreme Lord as his, he has to take the process of Bhakti Yoga. The strict followers of the Karmakanda portion of the Veda perform various sacrifices for worship of different demigods in order to achieve particular material results. Out of many millions of such worshippers, some may actually engage in the process of understanding the Supreme, that is the absolute truth. They are called Jnanis. Perfection for a Jnani lies in attaining the stage of Brahma Buddha or self-realization. Only after self-realization is attained as the stage of understanding the devotional service. The conclusion is that one can begin the process of devotional service or bhakti when one is actually self-realized. One who is in the concept of existence cannot understand the process of devotional service. If a person understands that he is not his body and that he has nothing to do with his material world, the perfection stage. The perfection stage begins with the activity in the self-realized position, and that activity is based on the understanding that a living entity is eternally the subordinate servitor of the Supreme Lord. Those who understand simply that the living being is not matter but spirit soul and who desire to merge into the Supreme Soul are in the lowest transcendental position. Only when a person is perfectly situated in the realization that he is not the body but a spirit soul, he can begin the process of bhakti or devotional service. Bhakti in its highest form referred to as Parama Prema or Supreme Love. It is limitless and infinite love. No matter how intense the conventional love is, it is not bhakti. Love, either physical or emotional, is based on a sense of incompleteness, a sense of need, however little that need may be. Bhakti, on the other hand, transcends the mind. It relates to one's true self, which is Satchidananda. This bhakti is called Para-bhakti. In comparison, Apara-bhakti is the divine love for God as exemplified by devotion of bhakta, or someone worshipping the Lord standing at an altar. Para-bhakti is not something you can practice because in reality it is the goal or the point of arrival. Para-bhakti is enlightenment. This is what the Narada Bhakti Sutra will unfold as we pursue our study. Spirituality and religion. Religion is the external behavior that is rule-based, and spirituality is more of internalized behavior. Some of them define spirituality is the smaller part of the larger construct of religion, and others say that religion is just an aspect of spirituality. The broader reality is that when we combine all of different definitions, you will get that is the mingling of the spirituality and religion. Inspired people define both terms differently by their own experience. So we can define religion as religion is commonly defined in terms of an organized set of beliefs and practices directed towards spiritual concern that we are shared by community. And the spirituality is typically conceptualized in more subjective, individualistic terms. There are two common points regarding this. First one, the existence of transcendent reality that is transpersonal in nature. Second point is, this reality is personal, existential and subjective and involves a union with the non-temporal. And the word transcend means it's beyond or above the range of normal or merely physical human experience, or the search for transcendent level of knowledge. And the word transpersonal means that it is dealing with the states or area of consciousness beyond the limits of personal identity. So, what do these terms mean to educationists? We all know that what will transform education is not another theory, another book or another formula, but educators who are willing to seek a transformed way of being in the world. It is a quotation by Parker Palmer. When Saul enters the classroom, marks drop away. Students dare to share the joy and the talents they feared would provoke jealousy. They risk exposing the pain or shame that might be judged as weakness. Seeing deeply into the perspective of others, accepting what they thought unworthy in themselves. Students discover compassion and begin to learn about forgiveness. It is a quotation by Kessler. There was no difference between education and life in the dawn of human civilization. The old and elderly people of society, there were no separate schools for education. Parents themselves worked as a genuine teacher. Society itself was school. Today, there are big schools for technical and industrial education. Formerly, the child used to get the knowledge of profession from his father and attained efficiency by doing education, and life were not separate at that time. The Education Reform Act in 1988 stated that the school curriculum must promote the spiritual, moral, cultural, mental and physical developments of people and society and prepare such people for the opportunities, responsibilities and experience of adult life. Spiritual development is concerned with the essence of human beings, both as human beings and as unique individuals. This essence or spirit, when it's strong, enables us to survive hardship, exercise fortitude, and overcome difficulties and temptation. It is our essential self. Spiritual growth is the key to human motivation. The scarcity of reliable spiritual guides. Advocates of spirituality in school could propose that it be introduced by teachers into their curriculum in an ad hoc way using whatever opportunities exist in their particular educational context. I raise this possibility because if the literature is correct, almost any aspect of schooling can become a vehicle for spiritual development under the direction of the right teacher. Indeed, some authors have maintained that teachers cannot help but bring spirituality in their classroom in the form of their own heart and soul. Whoever our students may be, whatever subject we teach, ultimately we teach who we are. So to conclude, I would make some points. That every cell and every atom in our body is changed. But I am still the same person and you are the same. There is something constant in us. That is what we call I. The attributes of this I change, but the I itself does not change. If we put all the definition together, we can understand that spirituality to be behavior or experience, but that connects us to a higher consciousness that is not bound by our birth or our time. Okay, thank you.
Now we have to be spiritually tolerant because she's only a research scholar. So now I call upon Jyotsna Gangadharan to speak on Melpathur Narayana Bhattadiri and Indian spirituality.
Sura Sura Sevita Pada Pankaja Kare Virajat Kamaniya Pustaka Virinja Patni Kamalasana Sthita Saraswati Nrityatu Vajime Sada. My dear teachers, friends and students, today really I don't like to consider my paper as an intellectual deliberation because sometimes, as our chairman said a little, as our chairman talked a little minutes ago, that few minutes ago, that sometimes intellect failed to explain the ultimate sorrow of life. So it also fails to find a solution to the problems of human life. Sometimes. Moreover, this is a place of a mother who gave birth to a great spiritual teacher, Adi Shankara. And also, so I would like to consider this as a humble attempt to trace the spirituality in Narayana Bhatta, chiefly concentrating on Narayaniya. I am thankful to the authorities of Chinmaya International Foundation for giving me an opportunity to quote my affection and love towards Bhattabhada and this great work Narayaniya. I will read out the paper. three types of activities are there for man: mental, physical, and spiritual. While breathing, hygiene, skin care, etc. are physical activities, creativity, work, entertainment, music, etc. are mental activities. Enlightenment, awareness, love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness, generosity, etc. are the spiritual activities of man. Also, man has certain aim and objective for his life. Objective means that which is attained immediately, whereas aim is everlasting and distant. According to Indian concept, the aim of education and life is liberation or moksha. It is said, Ya vidya sa vimuktaye. Ishavasyopanishad says, Avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritam ashnude. Kenopanishad also says, Pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindade. Atmana vindade vidyam vidyaya vindade amritam. This ultimate aim of education and life was achieved and spread by Bhattabhada through his life. He was a very famous scholar in Sanskrit Shastras. He has written many works such as Manameyodaya in Mimamsa, Dhadukavya, Prakriya Sarvasva, Apaniniya Pramanya Sadhanam, etc. in Vyakarana, many Prabandhas, Stotra Kavyas, including Narayaniya. His life itself is an inspiring story to all. He married the niece of the famous scholar Trikandiyur Achyuta Pisharadi. After his marriage, he enjoyed the worldly life without any interest in Vedas and Puranas, which were already learned by him. He even didn't take bath or Sandhya Vandana in the right time. Trikandiyur Achyuta Pisharadi could not bear such a deterioration in the character of Melpathur Bhattabhada. One day, Melpathur came late after his sleep in the morning when Achyuta Pisharadi was teaching his disciples. Seeing this, Pisharadi commented like this, "Oh my God, even after getting the life of a Brahmana, he is destroying it like this." Bhattabhada heard these words, and after his Sandhya Vandana, he came back to Pisharadi and told him like this, "Magnam mahamohamaye mahabdhau mandam mahatman mamadagulena kripapayodhe manasodharamum krutodupam jnanamayam prapannam." Kripapayodhe mahatman mahamohamaye mahabdhau magnam amum mamadagulena manasa jnanamayam prapannam udupam krutva uddhara iti. From there onwards, he was the true disciple of Achyuta Pisharadi, and he studied Vyakarana, Alangara, Kavya Shastra, Dasharupaka, etc. from him. We can understand his true devotion and attitude towards life from his famous work Narayaniya, which stands now also in the tongue of Keralites. Everybody is feared of death. So how can we overcome the fear of death? This is the problem that haunted the mankind from the beginning. See the observation of Bhattabhada to find answer for this through education. Ajaryakhyaadharastharani samanumilat shishyarupottararanyāvedhodbhāsitena sphutatara paribodhagnina dahyamane karmali vasana tatkrita tanubhuvana bhranti kandarapure dahya bhavena vidya shikhini cha virate tvanmayi khalva avastha. Ajaryakhyaadharastharani samanumilat shishyarupottararanyāvedhodbhāsitena sphutatara bodhagnina karmali vasana tatkrita tanubhuvana bhranti kandarapure dahyamane dahya bhavena vidyashikhini cha virate avastha tvanmayi khalu. These words, which declare the fruit of education, is the essence of Bhagavata verse आचार्योरणिराद्य स्याद् अन्ते वा स्युत्तरारणि तत्सन्धानं प्रवचनं विद्यासन्धि सुखावहः. In true spirituality, there is no differentiation between human beings and animals, man and woman, caste or anything. See the true nature of a devotee, narrated by Bhattabhada. Bhudeshveshu tvadaikya smriti samadhigatau nadhigaro dhuna chet tvat prema tvatka maitri jadamadishu kripa dvitsu bhuyad upeksha archayam vasamarcha udugamurudara shraddhaya vardhadam me त्वत्संसेवी तथापि द्रुतमुपलभते भक्तलोकोत्तमत्वम्. एषु भूतेषु त्वदैक्यस्मृतिसमधिगतौ अधुना अधिकारः न चेत् त्वत्प्रेम त्वत्कमैत्री जडमदिषु कृपा द्वित्सु उपेक्षा च भूयात्. उरुदरश्रद्धया अर्चायां समर्चाकुतुकं वा मे वर्धताम्. तथा त्वत्संसेवी अपि द्रुतं भक्तलोकोत्तमत्वम् उपलभते. By spirituality, one will begin to love all the creatures in this world as oneself. Bhattabhada says, Bhudanyetani bhudatmakamapi sakalam pakshimalsyan mrigadin martyan mitrani shatrunapi yamidamati त्वन्मयान्यानमानि. त्वत्सेवायां हि सिद्ध्यन्मम तव कृपया भक्तिदार्ढ्यं विराग त्वत्तत्त्वस्यावबोधोऽपि च भुवनपते यत्नभेदं विनैव. त्वन्मयानि एतानि भूतानि पक्षिमत्स्यान् मृगादीन् मर्त्यान् मित्राणि शत्रून् अपि भूतात्मकं सकलम् अपि यमितमतिः आनमानि. भुवनपते त्वत्सेवायां हि तव कृपया भक्तिदार्ढ्यं विरागः त्वत्तत्त्वस्य अवबोधः अपि च यत्नभेदं विना एव मम सिद्ध्येत्. Nowadays, people are seeking education just to get a job. By doing so, they are proud to say that they are educated and rich. Business management people are trained how the money from others will come to my pocket. But India taught far back through Ishavasyopanishad thus, Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinja jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjidhaha ma gridha kasya svigdhanam. See the opinion of Bhattabhada. Stri shudrastvatkadhati shravana virahita asadam te dayarha त्वत्पादासन्नयादान् द्विजकुलजनुषो हन्तशोजाम्यशान्तान् वृत्त्यर्थं ते यजन्तो बहुकथितमपि त्वामनाकर्णयन्तो दृप्ता विद्याभिजात्यै किमु न विदधते तादृशं मा कृधामम्. All these feelings are that of a spiritually awakened personality. We love and respect our teacher who teaches us. But when we attain spiritually higher position, then everything in this world will become our teachers. Following the path of Bhagavata, Bhattabhada also finds the teacher in different things in this world. Tvatkarunye pravritte kaivana hi gurur logavritte vibhuman sarvakranda vibhumirna hi chalati tata sakshamam shikshayam grinhiyamisha tattadvishaya parijayepya prasaktim samirat vyapyatvam japmano me gagana guruvashat bhatu nirlepatacha. Bhuman tvat karunye pravritte logavritte api kaha iva guruhu nahi bhavati bhumihi sarvakranda api nahi chalati tataha sakshamam shikshayam tattad vishaya parijaye api aprasaktim isha samirat grinhiyam atmanah vyapyatvam cha nirlepata cha gagana guruvashat me bhatu. Like this, water, fire, the moon, the sun, pigeon, python, the sea, bird, bug, elephant, deer, fish, spider, etc. become the teacher of a spiritually enlightened person. Ultimately, he loves all the other beings as himself. All these living beings are feared of one thing or other. The Brihadaranyaka declares that Dvidiyat vai bhayam. This is expanded by Bhattabhada thus. Bhidirnamad Dvidiyat bhavati nanumanak kalpitam jadvidiyam tenaikabhyasa shilo hridayamiha yadha shakti buddhya nirundhyam maya vidhetu tasmin punarapita tatha bhati mayadhinadham tam tvam bhaktya mahatya satadam anubhajan isha bhidim vijahyam. Bhidihi nama dvidiyat nanubhavati dvidiyam manakkalpidam ja tena iha aikyabhyasa shilaha buddhya hridayam yadha shakti nirundhyam punaha api tasmin maya vidhe tatha na bhati tam mayadhinadham tvam mahatya bhaktya satatam anubhajan isha bhidim vijahyam. Even dreadful personalities are not afraid of themselves. When we understand each and everything in this world as ourselves, then there is no need of fear. See the beautiful Sangraha of Bhagavad Gita by Bhattabhada. Jishnostvam Krishna Suhuta Khalu Samaramukhe Bandhughade Dayalum Ghinnam Tam Vikshya Viram Kimidamai Sakhe Nitya Ego Yamatma Kovadhya Kotrahanda Tadiha Vadhabhiyam Brochya Mayarpidatma Dharmyam Yudham Jareti Pragriti Manayadha Darshayan Vishwarupam. Hey Krishna, Tvam Ghalu Jishnoha Sutaha Samaramukhe Viram Tam Bandhughade Dayalum Ghinnam Vikshya Ai Sakhe Idam Kim Ayam Atma Nityaha Ekaha Atra Vadhyaha Kaha Hanta Kaha Tadiha Vadhabhiyam Brochya Maya Arpidatma Dharmyam Yudham Chara Ityuktva Vishwarupam Darshayan Prakritim Anayadhaha. See the power of Bhattabhada to know the essence of a teaching and the capacity to make it brief. By our effort, every person wants to gain a lot of money. Nowadays, the ultimate, already I have told, the ultimate aim of education is to get a job and thereby earn money. But after getting all these things, man is not at all happy. The money, sons, wife or husband earned by our effort are not at all our permanent gains. When we realize this fact and understand it, mind only is the cause of all attachments and liberation. Manaha eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. All these things will bring sorrow to us. And according to Bhagavata, Prabuddha Yogi says, approach a guru seeking the way to gain a permanent happiness. Then the guru will direct him to surrender himself before God. By hearing this story, reciting his valors, remembering him always, the Maya, which is the cause of our sorrow, will set back and we will get the true knowledge. This very fact is narrated by Bhattabhada in the verse, Dukkanyalokya jandushvalamudita vivegoham Ajaryavarya tvadrupa tattvam Gunajarita kathatyudbhavat bhakti bhuma Mayamenam daritva paramasugamaye tvatpade modidahe Tasyayam purvaranga pavanapurapate Nashaya shesharogan Aham jandushu Dukkhani alokya Alam udita vivekaha Ajaryavarya tvadrupa tattvam labdhva Gunajarita kathatyudbhavat bhakti bhuma Enam mayam taritva Paramasugamaye tvatpade modidahe Ayam tasya purvarangaha Pavanapurapate Ashesha rogan nashaya. Bhattabhada also narrates the way to acquire the purity of mind, because as I have already stated, manaha eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Then he asks, why can't we put our mind in Lord Krishna? That is, manaha Krishna niveshe, as says Bhagavata. Here, the words of Bhattapada, see the words of Bhattapada. Tvayevanyasta chitta sukhamayi vicharan sarvajeshtastvadhartham tvadbhaktai sevyamanan apicharithajaran ashrayan punyadeshan dasyau vipre mrigadishvapicha samamati muchyamanaavamana spardha suyadidosha satatamakila bhudeshu sambhujayetvam. This is the quality which is brought about by spirituality. When such a mind awakes in all the human beings, then there will not be any problem in this world. We will live here with ultimate love and happiness. The result of spirituality and education is such a world where there is no jealousy or hatred, no ego or intoxication. Melpathur Narayana Bhattapada was a great human being who surrendered himself at the feet of Lord Krishna. He wanted to establish spirituality in this world by his great works. He wrote many Sanskrit Shastraic works. There also, the examples were the verses praising Lord Krishna. Dhatu Kavya, Prakriya Sarvasva, etc. are examples. Narayaniya is a Stotra Kavya and an abbreviation of Bhagavata. This book will declare his scholarship and easiness in writing poems. Also, it will transmit his devotion, and the person who reads cannot complete the book without tears shedding from his eyes. I would now conclude reading one verse from Narayaniya. Janmadho karma nama sphutamiha gunadoshadhigam vanayasmin loganam udaye yasvayam anubhajate Tani mayanusari bibhrachaktir arupo picha bahutara rupo vibhati adbhutatma tasmai kaivalya dhamne pararasa paripurnaya Vishnu namaste. Yat karma yoga nishkamam niyata swadharma jaranam yat karma yoga abhidham tad duretya bhalam yada upanishada jnanopalabhyam puna tattvavyktadaya hi bhaktyapi sudurgamadaram yogassayo chittasya tasmat vibho tvat prematmaga bhaktireva satatam swadiyasi shreyasi. Also there is neti neti tadvakyam saha evam vivranoti no tiriyanjam na martyam na chasuram asuram na striyam no pumamsam na dravyam karmajadim gunamapi sadasadvapi te rupamahu shishtam yatsyan nishedhe sati nigamashader lakshana vrittitastat krichrena vedyamanam Parama sukhamayam bhati tasmai namaste.
You are hearing Jyotsna Gangadharan, a devout, passionate Vaishnavite, exposing the ethos of Melpathur Narayana Bhattadiri, one of the greatest champions of Vaishnava cult in South India. If he had lived outside Kerala, he would have become something like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or like Mirabai, or like Vallabhacharya, or at least would be Madhavacharya. So Melpathur played a vital role in revitalizing Vaishnava cult in Kerala. It is coming from her heart by practical experience. Thank you, Jyotsna. Now I call upon Miss Suja KV, Research Fellow, MG University, to speak on Krishna cult in Krishna Gidi Kavya.
Sarvebhyo, Mama Vinita Namaskaraha. श्लोकं श्रुत्वा श्रुत्वा बहु भक्तिभावेन उपविशामि स्म। वंशी विभूषितकरात् नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलाधरोष्ठात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखादरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। कृष्णम् अधिकृत्यैव कृतं काव्यं भवति कृष्णगीतिकाव्यं। यथा नारायणीयस्य तावत् प्रशस्तिः भारते प्राप्ता, तावत् प्रशस्तिः कृष्णगीतिकाव्यस्य न प्राप्ता इति खेदस्य विषयः अस्ति। भारतीयकवीनां मुख्यः विषयः भवति श्रीकृष्णः। तद्वत् केरळे अपि कृष्णं पुरस्कृत्य बहूनि काव्यानि जातानि। तेषु प्रप्रथमं भवति नारायणीयं। नारायणीयात् बहूनि बहवः श्लोकाः इदानीं वयं श्रुतवन्तः। एवं कृष्णगीतिकाव्यस्य केरळे कियत् प्रशस्तिः जाता तावत् प्रशस्तिः भारते न अभवत्। तथापि केरलेषु कृष्णगीतिः इति श्रुत्वा तावत् परिचयः सर्वेषां न भवति, किन्तु कृष्णनाट्यम् इति श्रुत्वा सर्वेषां परिचयः स्यात्। कृष्णनाट्यं कृष्णगीतिकाव्यस्य दृश्य आविष्कारः भवति। यथा कथाकेलिम् इति श्रुत्वा केरलं वयम् अवगच्छामः पाश्चात्यजनाः, तद्वत् कृष्णनाट्यम् इत्यस्यापि श्रुत्वा परिचयः स्यात्, न दृष्टं चेदपि। इदानीं कृष्णनाट्यस्य गुरुवायूर्देवस्थाने एव प्रयोगः इदानीं द्रष्टुं शक्नुमः। गुरुवायूर्देवस्थानात् एव कृष्णनाट्यस्य पाठनम् अपि चलति। अन्यसंस्थाद्वारा कृष्णनाट्यस्य पाठनं न चलति। यं कमपि तद् कुर्वन्ति तद् शिक्षारूपेण किं दण्ड्यरूपेण इदानीं सर्वकारेण अङ्गीकृतम् इति बहु दुःखेन अहं वदामि। अतः एतस्य दृश्य आविष्कारस्य सामान्यजनानां परिचयः इदानीं प्रायशः न्यूनः भवति। इदानीं कृष्णनाट्यकाव्ये कथं कृष्णसङ्कल्पं कविना निबद्धितं दृश्यते इति एक अन्वेषणाय अहम् एकं प्रबन्धम् अवतारयामि। प्रबन्धमहं पठामि। भारतीयकवीनां काव्येषु मुख्यः विषयः भवति श्रीकृष्णः। प्राचीनकालादारभ्य आधुनिककालपर्यन्तम् अपि उत्तमकाव्यानि श्रीकृष्णकथाम् आश्रित्य रचितानि सन्ति। तादृशं बहुमुखव्यक्तित्वम् आसीत् यत् श्रीकृष्णस्य। तादृशव्यक्तित्वस्य विभिन्नाः अंशाः विभिन्नकवीनां काव्यस्य रचनायाः प्रचोदनम् अपि आसीत्। कृष्णसङ्कल्पः व्यक्ततया महाभारतात् आरभते इति अहं चिन्तयामि। मम चिन्ता एवमस्ति। इत्युक्ते वैदिकसूक्तेषु कृष्णः इति देवतारूपेण कुत्रापि द्रष्टुं न शक्नुमः। विष्णुः देवतारूपेण कीर्तितः दृश्यते, किन्तु विष्णोः अवतारत्वेन कृष्णशब्दस्य उपयोगः वेदेषु द्रष्टुं न शक्नुमः। भागवतादिपुराणेषु कृष्णस्य विष्णोः अवतारता दत्ता अस्ति। तदनन्तरं कृष्णकथाम् आश्रित्य भारते बहूनि काव्यानि उद्भूतानि। मानवेदकविः कृष्णसङ्कल्पं स्वीकृत्य रचितं मानवेदकविना रचितं काव्यं भवति कृष्णगीतिकाव्यम् अथवा कृष्णनाट्यं। कृष्णनाट्यस्य उत्पत्तिविषये बहूनि ऐतिह्यानि श्रोतुं शक्नुमः। तत्र ऐतिह्येषु विभिन्नमतभेदाः सन्ति, तथापि एकम् ऐतिह्यमहम् अत्र वदामि। विल्वमङ्गलस्वामी इति अपरनाम्ना प्रथितः लीलाशुकः श्रीकृष्णकर्णामृतकाव्यस्य कर्ता मानवेदः राजा च समकालिकः आसीत्। तौ श्रीकृष्णभक्तौ आस्ताम्। विल्वमङ्गलस्य भगवत् साक्षात्कारः प्राप्तः आसीत्। तदा मानवेदः तु गुरुपवनपुरं प्राप्य योगीश्वरं विल्वमङ्गलस्वामिनं प्रति स्वस्मै अपि भगवत् साक्षात्कारं दीयताम् इति अप्रार्थयत। तदा विल्वमङ्गलस्वामिः गुरुपवनपुरेशम् उक्त्वा अहं प्रत्युत्तरं ददामि इति उक्तवान्। तदनन्तरं विल्वमङ्गलस्वामिनं स्पृष्ट्वा भगवत् साक्षात्कारं मानवेदकवेः अभवत् इति एकम् ऐतिह्यमस्ति। तत्र कविना एवं लिखितं दृश्यते। अनन्तरं तां स च कृष्णगीतिमायोजयद्रङ्गभूवि प्रयोगे तत्रापि कृष्णस्य किरीटकोटौ कृष्णेन दत्तं शिखिपिञ्जकं च। यदा विल्वमङ्गलस्वामिं स्पृष्ट्वा मानवेदकविः कृष्णस्य भगवद्दर्शनं साक्षात्कारम् अभवत्, तदानीं तस्य आनन्दवैवश्येन कविः धावित्वा भगवन्तम् आलिङ्गनं कर्तुम् उद्युक्तः। तदानीं भगवद्दर्शनम् भगवान् अप्रत्यक्ष अभवत्। कुत्र भगवान् स्थितः तत्र भगवत् शिखिपिञ्जम् एकं प्राप्तं। तं शिखिपिञ्जं पुरस्कृत्य कृष्णस्य दर्शन साक्षात्कारेण कृष्णगीतिं कविना कृष्णगीतिः लिखितम् इति एकम् ऐतिह्यमस्ति। एतादृशरीत्या ऐतिह्यानि बहूनि समाजे प्रचलितानि सन्ति। तत्र विल्लुमङ्गलस्वामिनः मानवेदकवेः च जीवनकालः एकः नास्ति इति पण्डितानां मध्ये एकं मतं विद्यते। प्रक्रिया सर्वस्वं नाम ग्रन्थस्य आरम्भे मेल्पत्तूर् भट्टतिरिः अम्बलपुळा राजानम् एवं परामर्शति एकस्मिन् श्लोके, यो वृन्दावनवासिनो नियमिनः साक्षात्कृताधोक्षजात् दुष्प्रापं खलु नारदाध्रुवम् इव प्रापोपदेशं परम् यस्यात्तापस्तसमस्तवस्तु कुतुकम् कृष्णावलोकोत्सव क्रीडा कौतुकी मानसं विजयते सोऽयं महात्मा नृपः इति एकं पद्यं तत्र लिखितं वर्तते। अस्मिन् पद्ये निर्दिष्टः वृन्दावनवासी एकः योगीश्वरः साक्षात् कृत अधोक्षजः एव मानवेदस्य श्रीकृष्णसाक्षात्काराय कारणम् अभवत् इति विचारयितुं वयं शक्नुमः। डॉक्टर के कुञ्जुण्डिराज महाशयः स्वस्य कृष्णनाट्यम् इति प्रबन्धे probably it is the sage from Vrindavana who is mentioned as the Villumangalam Swamiyar who initiated Prince Manaveda into Bhakti iti abhiprayati. एवं भगवत् साक्षात्कारं प्राप्तः कविः चिते तदीयं चरितं चित्रीयमाणः विचित्रार्थ पदैरुपेदां नाट्यानुरूपां कृष्णगीतिं व्यलिखत्। नाट्यानुरूपस्य अस्य काव्यस्य केरले कृष्णनाट्यमिति नाम प्रसिद्धं च अभवत्। नाट्यम् अधिकृत्य भारतीय सिद्धान्त अनुसारं नाट्यशास्त्रे भरतमुनिना प्रतिपादितं दृश्यते। महेन्द्र प्रमुखैर्देवैरुक्तः किल पितामहः क्रीडनीयकमिच्छामो दृश्यं श्राव्यं च यद्भवेत् इति। तत्र ब्रह्मादयः देवाः प्रयोगपरितोषिताः दृश्यकाव्यस्य श्रव्यकाव्यात् वैशिष्ट्यं निमित्तीकृत्य नाटकान्तं कवित्वम् इति उक्तिः च प्रसिद्धा। वामन आचार्येण तु सन्दर्भेषु दशरूपकं श्रेयः इत्यपि उक्तम्। विश्वविख्यात नाटककर्ता कालिदासः मालविकाग्निमित्रे देवानामिदमानमन्दिमुनयः कान्तं क्रतुं चक्षुषं रुद्रेणेदमुमा कृतव्यतिकरे स्वाङ्गं विभक्तं द्विधा त्रैगुण्योद्भवमत्र लोकचरितं नानारसं दृश्यते नाट्यं भिन्नरुचेर्जनस्य बहुधाप्येकं समाराधनम् इत्यपि उक्तमस्ति। एवं नाट्यस्य नृत्यम् इति भेदद्वयं नृत्यं नाट्यं नृत्यम् इति भेदत्रयं विद्यते। तत्र एतादृश लक्षणानि कृष्णगीतिकाव्ये अनुसृतानि सन्ति इति कारणेन कृष्णगीतिकाव्यं दृश्यकाव्यं च भवति। कृष्णगीतिकाव्यस्य अन्तिमश्लोकः स्फायद्भक्तिभरेण नुन्न मनसा श्रीमानवेदाभिदक्षोणीन्द्रेण कृता निराकृत केलिग्राह्या स्तुतिर्गायकैः लक्ष्मीवल्लभ कृष्णगीतिरिति विख्याता तवानुग्रहादेशा पुष्करलोचनेह पठतां पुष्णातु मोक्षश्रियम् इति अस्ति काव्य अन्तिमश्लोकम्। अत्र काव्य अन्तिमश्लोकादेव कृष्णगीतिकाव्यं दृश्यकाव्यं भवितुमेव दृश्यकाव्यत्वेनैव लिखितं कविना इति व्यक्तं भवति। संभाषणे आत्मकथेषु च प्राधान्येन भावप्रधानानां पदानाम् उपयोगः अभिनययोग्यानां कथांशानां विस्तरेण प्रतिपादनं काव्येऽस्मिन् दृश्यते। नृत्यस्य प्राधान्यम् अपि अस्मिन् विद्यते। मानवेदः समकालिकानां जनकीय नृत्यरूपाणां वैष्णवचैतन्यं दत्त्वा तान् नृत्यरूपान् अभिजात नेतृत्वेन परिवर्तितवान्। सामान्यजनान् उद्दिश्य अभिजातं नाटकसम्प्रदायं कृष्णनाट्यरूपेण सरलं च कृतम्। इत्युक्ते तस्मिन् काले मया एवं चिन्तितम्, एतस्य लेखनसमये एवं मया चिन्तितं भवति। कूडियाट्टं नाम कलारूपं सामान्यजनानां तु दुर्ग्रहम् आसीत्। एकस्य कथायाः अन्तिमनिमिषं 40 दिनानि आवश्यकानि। एकस्य कथायाः पूर्णता कर्तुं 40 दिनानि आवश्यकानि। तत्र तु भावस्य प्राधान्यं दृश्यते, मुद्रायाः भावस्य च प्राधान्यं कूडियाट्टेषु दृश्यते। किन्तु एवं सामान्यजनानां दुर्ग्रहं भवति कूडियाट्टम् इति मत्वा कूडियाट्टस्य आकर्षक आहार्यादि साधनानि स्वीकृत्य तत्र भावस्य प्राधान्य अपेक्षया नृत्यस्य प्राधान्यं कृत्वा कविना कृष्णनाट्यस्य रङ्गप्रयोजनं कृतम् इति दृश्यते। इदानीमपि कृष्णनाट्यस्य कथापात्राणि किं वदामि कपटमुखं मास्क् इति धृत्वा एव अत्र रङ्गे आगच्छन्ति। तदानीं मास्क् धृत्वा कथं भावाभिनयं वयं कर्तुं शक्नुमः? अतः एव सामान्य जनानां अवगमनाय अत्र नायकवेषं किं वदामि पच्चवेषम् इति किं वदामः हीरो तत्र तेषामेव भावाभिनयस्य अधिकप्रामुख्यं कृष्णनाट्ये दृश्यते। अन्येषां तु इदानीं घण्टाकर्णः इत्यादि सामान्यप्रयोगः सामान्यकथापात्राणि नृत्यप्रधानेन आगच्छन्ति रङ्गे। सत्यं प्रतिनायकाः घण्टाकर्णः तु प्रतिनायकरूपेण आगच्छति। घण्टाकर्ण अदि प्रतिनायकाः तु नृत्यप्रधानेन रङ्गे कार्यम् एवम् अभिनयं कुर्वन्ति। पामरजनानामपि आकर्षणाय एव कपटमुखानाम् उपयोगः अत्र क्रियते। तथापि अवतारे कंसस्य पूतनानिर्देशं नृत्यप्रधानं भवति। एवं भागवतसारसङ्ग्रहं भवति कृष्णनाट्यं कृष्णगीतिकाव्यं। तत्र 8 अध्यायेषु कविना कृतिः रचितं दृश्यते। अवतारं, कालियमर्दनं, रासक्रीडा, कंसवधं, स्वयंवरं, बाणयुद्धं, विविधवधं, स्वर्गारोहणम् इत्यादि एवमस्ति। काव्यस्य इतिवृत्तम् एवं निबद्धं दृश्यते। कंसवधे कुवलयापीडं, स्वयंवरे यवनस्य रुक्मिकुमारस्य, विविधवधे शिशुपालस्य, कृष्णस्य स्वर्गारोहणे उद्धवोपदेशं च इत्यादिषु अवसरेषु कृष्णनाट्ये नृत्यभावादीनाम् अपि प्राधान्यं कल्प्यते, न तु नृत्यस्य अमितप्राधान्यं दृश्यते बहुत्र, किन्तु भावस्य अपि प्राधान्यं तत्रापि द्रष्टुं वयं शक्नुमः। कृष्णगीतिकाव्यं शैल्यां जयदेवस्य गीतागोविन्दसमानं भवति। सन्दर्भ औचित्यानुगुणं निबद्धानि पद्यानि गीतानि एव एतस्मिन् अन्तर्भवन्ति। श्रीमद्भागवतपुराणे सविस्तरं वर्णितं श्रीकृष्णचरितम् अवतारादारभ्य स्वर्गारोहणपर्यन्तं विस्तररीत्या कविना निबद्धं दृश्यते। आलोचनामृतं साहित्यं यदा दृश्यरूपं प्राप्यते तदा आपादमधुरम् आस्वाद्यतरं भवति। किन्तु केवलं भगवत्कथायाः पुनराख्यानं कविना न उद्दिश्यते। कवेः भावनायाः मौलिकत्वं तत्र काव्ये दृश्यते। श्रीकृष्णस्य कैलासयात्रा भागवते कुत्रापि द्रष्टुं वयं न शक्नुमः। श्रीकृष्णः एतस्मिन् काव्ये श्रीकृष्णः शिवं द्रष्टुं कैलासं प्रति गच्छति। तत्र श्रीकृष्णस्य शिवस्य च मिथः भाषणं चलति। तत्र भाषणे एकस्य शैव वैष्णव भेदनिरासं वयं द्रष्टुं शक्नुमः। अत्र घण्टाकर्णवृत्तान्तम् अपि भागवते वयं द्रष्टुं न शक्नुमः। भारते प्रचलितस्य वैष्णवमतोत्थानस्य महाप्रवाहं शैव वैष्णवभेदनिरासेन निरुध्यति कविः। मानवेदकविः कोळिकोडु सामूद्री राजवंशे जन्म प्राप्तवान्। सामूद्री राजा तेषां कुलदेवता शिवः भवति, किन्तु गुरुपवनपुरेशस्य भक्तः आसीत् मानवेदकविः। अतः 17 शतके आसीत् मानवेदस्य जीवनकालः इति वयं चिन्तयामः। तस्मिन् समये भारते शैव वैष्णव कल्ट् एवं बहु प्रचलितं दृश्यते। तदानीं मानवेदः तु शैव वैष्णव भेदनिरासेन शैव एकसमयं शैवः आसीत्, तदानीमेव सः वैष्णवः अपि आसीत्। एवं स्थित्वा एव सः कृतिरियं तेन लिखितम्। एतं विशिष्टादर्शं प्राधान्येन स्वर्गारोहणे वंशनाशेन अन्वये दृष्टान्तं, विविधवधे कुचेलोपाख्याने व्यतिरेकदृष्टान्तं, बाणयुद्धे नृगमोक्षकथायां प्रद्युम्न उपदेशे च विस्तरेण प्रतिपादयति। एवं लौकिकं मुख्यसन्देशमपि ददाति कृष्णनाट्यं। प्रतिबध्नाति हि श्रेयः पूजा व्यतिक्रमः इति। कृष्णभक्तस्य श्रीमानवेदराजस्य भगवत्साक्षात्कारेण वा काव्यस्य रचना समभवति इति उक्तम्। भक्तिमय भावनाविलासेन अलौकिक साक्षात्कारेण च मानवेदस्य मनसि स्फुरितमिदं सहृदयानामपि भगवत् साक्षात्काराय भवति। विमोहनानामपि वा विमोहनं प्रमोदनानामपि वा प्रमोदनं किशोरलीलायितमीश ते विभो विशेषरम्यं विवशीकरोति माम् इत्यत्र इदं भगवत् साक्षात्कारं प्रत्यक्षीकरोति। काव्यस्य अङ्गिरसः भक्तिः एव। भक्तिः एक रसत्वेन आलङ्कारिकैः न स्वीकृतं, तथापि मधुसूदनसरस्वतिः स्वस्य काव्ये भक्तिं दशमरसत्वेन स्वीकृतम् इति मया कुत्रापि पठितम्। अतः अहं वदामि कृष्णगीतिकाव्ये अङ्गिरसः भक्तिः एव इति मम चिन्ता। तत्र साहित्यरस आस्वादेन कृष्णस्य कथाख्यानेन अनुकरणीयः आदर्शपुरुषः कृष्णः इति कविः बहुत्र संस्थापयति। इदानीम् अहम् अत्र एतस्मिन् सन्दर्भे मया वक्तुम् अहं पारयामि यत् भारतचरितस्य सूक्ष्मेक्षिकनिरीक्षणेन कृष्णस्य व्यक्तित्वं समाजे सर्वैः स्वीकृतं भवेत् इत्युक्ते कृष्णसदृशः सर्वोत्कृष्टः परिपूर्णः सर्वगुणगणभूयिष्ठः ऊर्जस्वलः महापुरुषः न कश्चित् अन्यः वर्तते। भारतीयसंस्कृतेः समस्तमण्डलेष्वपि कृष्णस्य प्रकटसान्निध्यं द्रष्टुं वयं शक्नुमः। कृष्णसङ्कल्पे कविना तत्पदं त्वं पदमिति अधिकवेदान्तज्ञानं मम नास्ति, तथापि तत्पदं त्वं पदम् एतस्य भिन्ननिरासेन द्वयमपि एकी भवति। अतः अहं जीवात्मा ऐक्यं कृष्णसङ्कल्पेन जीवात्मा परमात्मा ऐक्यं संस्थापयितुमेव कविः तदेव तत्र कृतं दृश्यते। अतः मधुसूदनसरस्वतिः भक्तिरसं दशमरसत्वेन अङ्गीकृतम् इत्यतः कृष्णगीतिकाव्ये अङ्गिरसः भक्तिः एव इति वयं निस्संशयं वक्तुं शक्नुमः। तद्वदेव नारायणीये इत्यपि मम चिन्ता। नारायणीयं वयं पठामः चेत् अन्य रसानि अङ्गरूपेण आगच्छन्ति, किन्तु इदानीं वयं अग्रे पश्यामीति वयं यदा पठामः तदानीं ज्योत्स्ना भगिनी यदा श्लोकं उक्तवती तदानीं तत्र श्रुत्वा एव मम मनसि भक्तिरसं बहु अधिकं जातं। भक्तिः तु रसः नास्ति चेत् कथं मम मनसि भक्तिः एवम् आगच्छति इति। अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकलायावलीलोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदनु तदुदरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वादरोमाञ्जिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत्सुन्दरीमण्डलैश्च। अतः भक्तिः दशमरसत्वेनैव स्वीकरणीयम् इति। अतः कृष्णगीतिकाव्ये भक्तिः अङ्गिरसः भक्तिः एव। मधुसूदनसरस्वतिः वदति भक्तिः तु आदित्यबिम्बम् एव इति। अतः गद्योतप्रभाः इव अन्यरसाः वयं किमर्थं तान् एव भक्तिम् अपसृत्य तान् रसान् किमर्थं स्वीकुर्मः? अतः आदित्यबिम्बम् एव भवतु कृष्णगीतिकाव्यस्य अङ्गिरसः इति वक्तुम् इदानीम् अहं चिन्तयामि। एवं भारतीयसंस्कृतेः समस्तमण्डलेष्वपि कृष्णस्य प्रकटसान्निध्यं द्रष्टुं शक्नुमः। साहित्यसङ्गीतनाट्य राष्ट्रतन्त्रादिषु शास्त्रेषु चित्रशिल्पादिकलासु कथाकेळि कृष्णनाट्यकूतु कूडियाट्टप्रभृतिषु क्षेत्र अनुष्ठानकलासु च कृष्णस्य अनन्यदृश्यस्वाधीनं दृश्यते। इदानीं समाजे वयं यदा छात्रान् पुरतः गच्छामः तदानीं छात्राणां तु परस्परस्नेहः विश्वासः किमपि नास्ति। स्वस्य कार्यम् एव सर्वे स्वार्थतल्पराः भूत्वा समाजे तिष्ठन्ति। इदानीम् एते नूतन जनाः एवं एते तु अग्रिमकाल राष्ट्रं नेतुं समुन्नताः जनाः एतादृश किं मानसिकव्यापारान् त्यक्त्वा जीवनं कुर्मः तर्हि अस्माकं राष्ट्रस्य सुस्थितिः एव नष्टं भवेत्। अतः कृष्णस्य कृष्णसङ्कल्पं वयं सम्यक् अधीत्य कृष्णं मातृकापुरुषत्वेन वयं स्वीकुर्मः, मनसि स्थापयामः चेत् इदानीं समाजे दृश्यमानस्य मूल्यच्युतेः परिहारः निश्चयेन भवेत् इति अहं चिन्तयामि। अतः एतादृशं कृष्णसङ्कल्प आश्रितं काव्यं समाजेषु छात्रान् वयं पाठयामः, तस्य सन्देशं तत्र तेषां मनसि स्थापयामः चेत् समाजस्य सुस्थितिः भवेत् इत्युक्त्वा अहं विरमामि। धन्यवादः।
You are hearing K.V. Suja presenting the genesis and growth of Krishnatam, and she has started the work only from the Gandhiji University. So it is we know very well that she has started the work. Therefore, it is for her to complete it in a definite period of time. It will take time. I think I have completed the work within the stipulated 60 minutes, because I have 5-6 minutes more by way of conclusion. You know, we have seen 3 papers. All of them are either started their work very recently or they are about to complete it. So I am quite sure that they will bring out good studies in the next 2-3 years ahead. One on Melpattur Narayana Bhattathiri, the other on Krishna Gidi, and the third one on logic. And all of them know very well that they haven't contributed much to the central theme. The central theme is far away from their paper, because they shed light on spirituality in relation to Kerala religion and Kerala philosophy and Kerala Sanskrit. So they had to connect it more with spirituality in its educative sense. Perhaps you might be all knowing that, or at least some of the Keralites might be knowing, there is only one temple in Kerala, that is Tiruvalla Sri Vallabha temple, the area to which Professor N.B. Unni belongs, where all the 365 days where we see Krishnanatam stage, whether the audience is there or not. The belief is that Lord Krishna himself is present in front of the temple. So sometimes there will be only 5-10 people, but even then Krishnanatam used to be staged during the last 800 years. Kathakali with special reference to Kathakali. But in Guruvayur there is a periodical booking, and only after booking that we see Kathakali of this type. So we have seen Melpattur as a great ardent Vaishnavite Bhakta, and he truly represented Manipravalam branch of Malayalam language and literature. You might be knowing that from the days of Moshe Amisha of Adula of the 12th century AD down to Ezhuthachan, the father of Malayalam language and literature, there is a period of about 350 years wherein we see abundant production of Manipravalam literature, more in the form of bhakti, and Melpattur was one of them. Undanam, like many others, are there, but all of them had contributed much to Kerala Sanskrit studies during their period, and some of the manuscripts are missing. Some of the poems are not seen anywhere, although we have had oral transmission of all of this. So, and Sabina tried to present a paper on the logical aspect, but each scholar should ask herself, what is my contribution in this paper? Only then they will be able to add more. So you have to ask yourself, what is my contribution through this presentation, through this paper? That question should be there before us in order to complete it. So without which we can give a good presentation as a contribution to this type of an international seminar. So the educative value, connecting spirituality in universal spirituality, is the need of the hour. That's the discussion point where we are discussing many aspects, plus and minus. We can't arrive at a conclusion all on a sudden. It will take time for bringing out a conclusive conclusion, the method according to which we can carry forward the need for spiritual education. And from practical experience, at least some of the seniors might be knowing that without spiritual education, there is no survival. I underline the word, without spiritual education, there is no survival for not only Indians, but also for the people outside India. That's why Europeans come to this part. Why Krishna consciousness is so strong in South India, particularly in Kerala and Trivandrum. People come in hundreds. Why? Because they have abundant faith in Krishna, who gives those multi-millionaires. We might be seeing some of them with small trousers and coming with a beard and appearing like a poor beggar. But he is a multi-millionaire operating $100,000. But because what he lacks is mental peace. There is no peace of mind. He has everything in life, but no peace of mind. So it was for this peace of mind he is. Europeans are, white race generally are coming to this part of India, and that's a merit of Indian culture. That's a merit of Indian civilization. That's a merit of Indian spirituality. That's a merit of Indian religions. You know, we have heard many papers today forenoon and yesterday about the genesis of Jainism, Buddhism. And what Adi Shankara did was, he was able to consolidate the A to Z of Jainism, Buddhism and Hindu religion into one. So what had happened under Shankara is not just Advaita, but the consolidation of all Jaina, Buddhist, Hindu forces into one spiritual force. That inheritance, that is what we inherit even today. So Shankara's relevance is continuing, increasing, and has to be increased. With these words, I close this session, and I thank all the paper presenters, participants, and all the valuable presenters and other dignitaries for having attended this session and for also their contribution academically and in a spiritual way. Thank you, one and all.